welcome everybody this morning. This is an exciting day, I think, for the entire Commonwealth, and for sure for those of us here in Central Kentucky. And I can definitely speak on behalf of those of us at the Red Mile in Keeneland. That we're so excited for this day. We've waited for it for a long time. I know many people in this room have worked very, very hard for this for a long time. I think it's just a tremendously exciting event. We're looking forward here at the Red Mile to introducing our product, hopefully, to a new audience, a new demographic, as we continue to become a multifaceted, year-round entertainment venue. So we're so happy to welcome sports betting to the state of Kentucky. We couldn't be any more happier to do so. So I know many people work very hard in this room to do it. I want to thank, I couldn't thank everyone. I want to thank a couple personally. Representative Meredith, appreciate your leadership on this issue. To get across the finish line. Senator Thayer, I know you've been a long-time supporter, forever supporter for that matter. I've seen you remind many on Twitter over the years of your support of sports betting. So we thank you so much. And I believe the godfather of sports betting, Representative Koenig, who Representative Meredith pointed him the godfather of sports betting. We appreciate it. Again, we're so excited to be here. I can speak on behalf of us here at the Red Mile and Keeneland as well to open this first-class facility. We hope that Central Kentucky will be as proud of it as we are. I want to thank our partners with Caesars Sports, Josh, our manager, Jim, and his crew to get this facility open. I want to thank our regulators, Kentucky Horse Racing Commission, who really fast-tracked this project to be open. Opening night of the NFL. Who would have thought we could get going so quick? So this is excellent. Gentlemen, I'll turn over the floor to you, Representative Meredith. Thank you guys for being here.
Gabe, thank you all, and thank you to the Red Mile and Keeneland for hosting this event today. This is an exciting day for Lexington, for Red Mile and Keeneland, and for all of Kentucky as we introduce sports betting to the Kentucky marketplace. This has been a long effort, as has been stated. I think the first bill that was filed on this was in 2019 by Representative Koenig. It has been a long time coming, a lot of work, and a lot of teamwork in that process. Nothing of this magnitude happens without a lot of work from a lot of people. And you see some of the biggest supporters of that legislation here. I will let Senator Thayer recognize the senators who are here, but I do want to recognize my House colleagues who have joined us today. Representative Timoney from here in Lexington, Representative Stevenson from here in Lexington, Representative Cook from over in Bourbon County, Representative Pfister from Woodford County, Representative Tom Odell Smith from down in southeastern Kentucky, Representative Flannery from over in northeastern Kentucky, Representative Palumbo from here in Lexington, and again, as has already been noted, former Representative Koenig from Kenton County as well. This is the day that we finally get to see legal and safe sports betting in the Commonwealth, something we've waited on a long time, and we get to see dollars that are being contributed to this marketplace not leaving our state anymore to support Indiana and Ohio and Illinois and Tennessee, but to support the programs here in our state, including the regulation of this industry, problem gaming fund, and supporting our pension systems here in the Commonwealth as well. Again, I know very many people are excited about this, and as Gabe said, we couldn't have done this without the help of the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission. I want to recognize Chairman Rabinowitz and all of the commissioners for their hard work, as well as Jamie Eads, the Executive Director, and Wakas Ahmed for their work in putting this together and fast-tracking this in such a way. We were hoping to have it on the ground by January 1st of next year, but we beat all odds on that as well. And it is truly, again, a great day in beating all odds of even the higher vote threshold that we had to pass to make this happen during a very difficult legislative session. And I also want to recognize, even though he couldn't be here, the leadership of Speaker of the House, David Osborne, and all of his work in supporting this over the last several years. Now, our Senate champion, who has been such a huge part of this, turned over to my good friend, Senator Nathan Thayer.
Okay, I'm watching the clock. It's 9:52. I could give an 8-minute speech.
I hope.
This is a red letter day for the Red Mile and the people of Central Kentucky, and indeed the people of this entire Commonwealth. It's been since June of 2018 when the Supreme Court overturned in its PASPA decision the federal government's right to legalize sports betting, and under the 10th Amendment to the Constitution, send it back to where it belongs, and that's the states. I've been a supporter of sports betting from day one. I can remember having a conversation with Senator Julie Rocky Adams and former Senator Paul Hornbeck saying, we got to pass this sports betting here in Kentucky. We've got a long history and tradition of betting on horses here in Kentucky, and we're a sports crazy state. I've never had an issue like this where no matter where I went, to the gym, to the grocery store, to restaurants, to UK games, to the halls of the Capitol, where more people came up to me and said, when are you going to get sports betting passed? And of course, years went by and we just couldn't put the votes together. We watched state after state after state pass sports betting until, of course, earlier this year when Kentucky became the 38th state to legalize sports betting. Now, the good thing about that is we had 37 other states to look to for best practices and worst practices as well. And I think one of the best decisions we made, which started originally with Representative Koenig's bill and then Representative Meredith's bill that ultimately passed, was the decision to cede the authority with the Kentucky Horse Racing Commission, an existing regulatory body that knows what it takes to regulate gambling in Kentucky. They've been doing it for 100 years with live horse racing, and just a couple of years ago with the ramp up on historical horse racing, we knew they could do the job. And Chairman Rabinowitz and Director Jamie Eads and their team have done a terrific job, like Representative Meredith said, fast-tracking this so we could be here tonight when the NFL season kicks off with the Lions and the Chiefs tonight. They say that victory has 1,000 fathers and failure is an orphan. And certainly the success of sports betting can be attributable to a lot of people. But I want to make one thing clear here this morning. This is and has been a legislatively driven initiative that has taken the courageous votes of people from all over this Commonwealth, as evidenced by the numerous representatives introduced by Representative Meredith and my fellow senators, Senator Philip Wheeler from Pikeville and Senator Matt Dineen from Elizabethtown. From all over the state, people took tough votes, and these are folks who are not going to have retail sports books in their backyard. But they recognize that this is something that the people wanted, that it's better to have legal sports betting regulated in a secure environment like this, with a great partner like Caesars, which is one of the biggest names in sports betting around the country. And so I appreciate every legislator who made the tough vote to legalize sports betting, and I'm so happy that all of you are here today, and I'm proud to stand with you as we are 4 minutes away from the first sports bet made here at the Red Mile. Believe me, I'm counting this down just as much as every one of you. And I'm really proud of the Red Mile and their partner, Keeneland. You know, they've had a joint operating agreement for a long time to do simulcasting and historical horse racing here at the Red Mile as Central Kentucky's location for these endeavors. And now they have a joint operating agreement along with Caesars to do sports betting. Just a little bit about the Red Mile. This is a historic facility. It is the oldest operating harness racing track in North America, the host of the Grand Circuit this fall and the Kentucky Sire Stakes Championships, and is really, like Churchill Downs is to horse racing, Red Mile is to harness racing. But over the last few years, it's become a year-round sports and entertainment destination. Not only the host of harness racing, but until the Sandy's facility gets open in Ashland, it's the home of quarter horse racing in Kentucky, year-round simulcasting of quarter horse, thoroughbreds, and standardbreds, the home of historical horse racing in Central Kentucky. They host a nationally televised motorcycle championship racing event on the track out here. As of this year, the host of the Railbird Festival, which by all accounts was a huge success, and I hear they're coming back. And in less than 2 minutes, the home of retail sports betting here in Central Kentucky. So let's hear it for the Red Mile. give some kudos to a couple of my Senate colleagues who couldn't make it this morning. Senator Julie Rocky Adams from Louisville. She's been my running mate on this issue right from the start. And Senate President Robert Stivers, whose last-minute decision to become a sports betting supporter finally got us to the required number of votes to pass the bill back on the last day of session. We didn't have the votes going into day 30 to pass the bill. We were too short. We needed 23 votes here in the constitutional required supermajority required in the short year session. We were at 21 until I walked into President Stivers' office and he told me that he decided to support sports betting, and then everything fell in line. And by the end of the day, I think by 5 o'clock that afternoon, not only did we have the required number of votes, but we had 2 more than we needed as more and more people came online to support sports betting. So it's certainly one of the most memorable days I've had in my almost 21 years in the Kentucky State Senate. We're at 9:59. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn here to my new friend Bryce, make the first bet, and then Representative Meredith is going to come up and join me, and then we'll make a few more comments, and then the rest of the legislators I know are teed up here to make their own bets. It's 10 o'clock. Here we go. Everybody ready? Bryce, I'd like to bet $20 on the Cincinnati Bengals to win the Super Bowl. Thank you very much. And if the Bengals win the Super Bowl, I will get $220. And there'll be a big party in Cincinnati as well. Representative Meredith, here you go.
I'm gonna let Representative Koenig take the next bet.
Thank you. Can I bet $10 on the FC Cincinnati to win the MLS Cup?
Soccer fan.
Right. All right. In that case, $10 on the Cincinnati Reds to win the World Series.
$20 on the University of Kentucky Wildcats to win the NCAA championship.
There you go.
Give me $10 on the Bengals to win the Super Bowl, $10 on the UK.
It's tagged right in all the other ones. It's just
we're gonna, Representative Meredith and I and any of the other legislators, will take any questions from the group, as our legislative members cycle through on their bets, and then we'll all be available for one-on-one afterwards. And then, according, here, Gabe, you have an announcement.
Just want to make sure everybody knows we've got coffee, some refreshments upstairs in the dining room, so everybody after this is over, you're welcome to make your way upstairs.
You guys all ready? All right, Representative Meredith and Representative Koenig and I will take any questions.
Jason, you wanna get on this? We'll just get, yeah.
So do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, we'll get him after.
Well, we don't have an NFL team in Kentucky, but there are a lot of Bengals fans in Kentucky, a lot of Bengals fans in my district, which goes up to northern Kentucky, and just goes to show you I'm an eternal optimist.
What was going through your mind as you said that and you walked up there and gave them the cash and took the ticket?
That, you know, we're part of history, that it's been a long time coming, and that I really didn't think we'd get to this day this quickly, but a lot of people deserve credit for it, the legislators who voted for it, the Racing Commission, the team here at the Red Mile with their partners at Caesar Sportsbook for making it happen, and like I said, victory has 1,000 fathers, failure is an orphan, and this is a big victory today.
People that are watching this, they're not so familiar with this process, this is all new to them. What would you say the benefit to them this is going to be?
Well, the benefit is we're now going to have safe, secure sports betting in Kentucky. You won't have to drive to a surrounding state. You don't have to park at the McDonald's parking lot in Indiana, go to Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, or walk across the state line in Tennessee. That money now will be staying home, and the state government's tax is going to support teacher pensions and state employee pensions.
And Phil, I would say, to add to that, I think there are a lot of people in Kentucky that are already familiar with this process. There are people, we know that there's been about $2 billion bet in the illegal marketplace over the last several years. We know that there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars bet in the legal marketplaces of our surrounding states every year. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that are already familiar with the product. They're just going to be able to do it right here close to home.
And for all horse racing fans in central Kentucky, if you've made a bet at Keeneland or the Red Mile on a horse race, it's just like going up to the window and making a bet on a horse race. I mean, and this is the first time I've ever made a sports bet in my life, and it's pretty easy, pretty simple.
Yeah, I mean, you walk up there and somebody that's a novice of this, you just showed how easy it is, I guess.
It's very easy, and the Caesars folks tell me they've got all kinds of sports contests programmed in, and you just have to come and decide whether you're going to play it straight up or if you want to take the points, that sort of thing. It's all pretty simple, and I think as you've seen our TV sports networks transition to kind of coverage they've moved to over the last few years, I think everybody's pretty familiar with how sports betting works.
Representative Koenig, what has today been like for you? Because you started this process, weren't there when it was passed. What's going through your mind?
I'm just excited that it's done, and that people in Kentucky get to do what so many other states have been able to do for several years now. I think it's good policy, and I want to thank Representative Meredith for doing a heck of a job. He's a better sponsor for me, to be honest, and Senator Thayer and everybody that supported it. This is people like to campaign on freedom. This is actual freedom, getting government out of the way and not telling people what they can and can't do.
Yeah, there
two subjects, alcohol and gaming, and I managed to get myself in the middle of all of it. Let me just say that when I first got to the legislature in 2007, alcohol was
We know a lot of our legislative people were going to Indiana, now they don't have to do it.
now that taboo is gone, and I think when it comes to gaming in 5 to 10 years, it'll be much like using alcohol as a business, and something that people enjoy. Maybe the legislature has some problem taking on hard issues.
How you doing? Good. Great to have you.
Anything else? Get your bets in.
Get some action.